Hi, I'm Pandora Boxx from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 2 and All-Star Season 1. And I know tens of you asked for my makeup tutorial, so here it is. And my look today is post-Drag Race working girl kind of look. I'm gonna be going from this to this. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is to cover my eyebrows. Oh wait, no, the first thing I need to do is just pull back my really cute bang. Boop. Now I'm gonna cover my eyebrows. I use glue, no name brand glue, and I didn't actually cover my eyebrows on Drag Race because I was a lady. So you take a brush and you comb it up. And then I take a spoon and the flat end, I use it to smooth out the eyebrow. It's good to make sound effects too. Same on the other eyebrow. I don't know, maybe that's the look you're featuring. You just do one eyebrow and leave the other one. So I always do a second coat because one is never enough, which is a good thing to learn for drag too. One is never enough. And then you just wait. And then I go to my foundation. I'll do like the bottom part, you know, the beard, while my eyes are drying. Because, you know, if you're a gal on the go and you got all these shows to do, you really have to, you gotta use your time wisely. And I never use my time wisely. I think my technique has definitely changed because before I didn't really cover my eyebrows because I thought like I'm a comedian and I want my eyebrows to move and like I feel like I'm worried about losing facial expressions. But then I moved to LA and somehow my eyebrows stopped really moving that much and I was like, well, I can just cover them now. And I don't think you ever stop learning when it comes to makeup or drag or anything. Life. Okay, so the eyebrows are almost dry, even though they're still a little purple. But I'm gonna put a little powder over them. And any loose powder is good. And you might need to do a little more glue after, depending on if you've got them all your hairs to stick down. And then sometimes you just look at yourself and like, I'm done. I mean, this is it. This is the look. This is what I'm gonna go with tonight. Just kidding. And then it's the rest of the foundation. I usually put a little more, go back to my favorite spoon. I actually learned about using a spoon from Raven because she wrote this little tutorial about covering your eyebrows that I read and copied and learned from one of the best. She's simply one of the best makeup artists out there, so. I use a lighter color under my eye, which actually, yes, it's white, because my skin color is wall paint white, so it's hard to get colors that are lighter than my skin color. I use the white to also highlight any areas I want to highlight and bring out, like, you know, these gorgeous, not really there cheekbones. So I want to bring them out a little, pretend like I have them. That's what drag is, pretending you have things that you don't, like boobs. And then I'm going to use a darker foundation to go through, just to kind of soften my five head. And just gonna contour my nose. And then once everything is highlighted and contoured, I just take a little beauty blender and I just blend it all. So there's not really harsh lines. For me, I don't really like the, that's like, you know what I'm talking about, right? Because I just make a sound effect and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Which is fine for some people. Whatever you do, if it makes you happy. I mean, for me, I can't do like splits or like shablams or death drops. I just do what's called a splat. I fall down and I lay there, and hopefully people give me pity tips because they're like, oh girl, She's probably dead. Just give her money. And then I set everything with the loose powder again. Smooth it all out. Grind it in. I really like pat it in because I want it to really get into those pores because I would like to be washing my face for a week. You can do sound effects too if you want when you're doing it. And then I like to go in and do a little dusting so it helps collect all of the droppings from the eyeshadow. Some people call this cooking because it's like soaking in the makeup and giving you really like nice contour, but I'm like really pasty white, so I don't know if it's cooking. Maybe it's like a light boil or just a preheat. It's a preheat instead of cooking for me. And then I'm gonna curl my lashes a little bit. So I'm gonna put my eyebrows on. I like to do like a base coat of the eyebrow first, just to get where they're going to be. So I can do my eyeshadow and have a little guide as to where the hell my eyebrows are gonna be. I mean, maybe you don't want eyebrows. Maybe you want to do a Whoopi Goldberg look. That's totally cool. The thing about drag is you can do whatever the hell you want. I mean, unless you're on a competition show and they're asking you to do something specific and you don't do it. Then you get sent home. So I just kind of do an outline. And everybody, again, does something different. This is just what works for me. And I make this a little smaller because I'm gonna go over it with a different color in a little bit. And I tend to make mistakes. I'm gonna admit that I make mistakes. And sometimes I end up with really big eyebrows. So I'm gonna just start them off a little smaller. My good friend Dallas said to me, eyebrows are sisters, not twins. And I live by that because that's always what seems to happen. So don't get too upset if one's a little off than the other one. So then I just set them because these aren't the final eyebrows. I'm gonna use more neutral colors on my eyes because I generally tend to do that, especially if I'm like doing a lot of different numbers because I tend to panic if I have to change my makeup during the show. There's some really great drag queens who can change it. And it's amazing, and I'm just not. I'll be lucky if I could change the lip gloss color. So I do like a neutral look, unless I'm doing something very specific for that night. And I tend to pat my eyeshadows in because I really like to get the pigment in right away and be like, like punish my face because I like to be a drag queen. I'm going in with the white eyeshadow. It's a drag queen's best friend. Although if you're doing some kind of TV thing or something, you want to warm it up a little bit because sometimes the white can look a little flat. So I'm using a neutral-ish brown on my eyes, and the eyes are really the most time you spend on your makeup because it really is what everyone's drawn to. It's the windows to your soul. Unless you're wearing drag queen contacts, and then they can't really see anything. So, it's fine. That face doesn't really even do anything. But I do it anyways. So then, just to blend it out. Blend. And it's not perfectly blended, but that's because I'm gonna put more layers on. Drag is all about layers. Layers of clothes, layers of duct tape, layers of weave, layers. layers of emotions. Then I'm going to use another drag queen staple, which is called black eyeshadow. I'm using a really small brush to give you that little bit of a wing out eyeliner to keep the inside open so I can have this gorgeous white. And I'm gonna add a little sparkle. A little sparkle. And this is, this is a good tutorial for any of those gals out there with big, huge eyeballs like I have. I say if you've got big eyeballs, throw some glitter on them. Like if you got a big butt, throw glitter on it. And just glitter on it and say big butt. Just write big butt on your big butt and be proud of it. The best thing if you're gonna wear just, this is just a little bit of makeup. You really have to take care of your skin. Moisturizing is key. You really wanna get a good makeup remover that is also moisturizing too. Here's something too. Hey queens, when you're doing your little periscopes and your little live Facebook videos and you're putting your makeup on, please don't put the camera right below you so we look up your nose the entire time that you're doing it. Go. Put it up here. Put it on the side. Get a clip for it. Get a clip for it. Put it up here. Up here. You don't want pictures down here? Man. Kind of woman. Man. Sort of a lady. Man. I just keep piling on the eyeshadows until I hear a voice whisper to me, night tramp. So you just go in, crease it up, really intensify that crease. I mean, if you're going to be on the stage, you want them to see you. You want to see the glamour and smell the glamour. I just use the same brush just to give a little blending. Blend. Just a little blend up, because I don't really want a harsh line. I'm more about a little softer blend. And blend, a little more brown to it. It's like painting a canvas, a semi-smooth canvas. And sometimes if the makeup falls a little bit, I brush it off immediately and then just put a little bit more on. More on, get it? More on. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of a beigeier, ivory, old tooth color. Kind of tone it down and blend it in. And go back in with some white though too. And I kind of feel like if you're first starting drag, you should have like a basic face, like a face that you really know like that. Like you can put it on, you're gonna look good, you're used to it. I feel like you should do it for if you're starting out, do the same face for a month. One that you like. I mean, if you hate it, you shouldn't do it for a month. Because practice makes perfect. Now I'm gonna do liquid eyeliner. Say it, liquid eyeliner. That's a movie quote. You know which movie it is, we can be friends. I like to draw an outline and then fill it in. You have to let the liquid eyeliner dry before you move around too much. Liquid eyeliner. Say it. And at this point, you can kind of feel it's almost coming together. And then I'm gonna use mascara. A good tip for ladies. I mean, drag queens just tend to glob the stuff on. But if you start at the base and you kind of wiggle it up a little, it gets it more on your eyelashes. It really coats them and helps build them up. I tend not to wear a bottom lash, but That's entirely up to you. Mostly because I usually forget to do it. You should stop for now and pose a little bit. I mean, that's really pretty, right? Duck lips. I'm gonna add a little glitter to my eye because what lady doesn't like a little sparkle in the evening or daytime? I use a little glue. I guess it's glue, but it's specifically made for glitter. So it's really stays really, really well. And I like to do a little silver glitter all over the lid. Oh yeah, sparkle. Sparkle, Neely, sparkle. And so what I like to do is save a little bit of time, and because it's always better to let the lash glue sit for a little bit before you put it on your eye. You want it a little tacky, like me. So I'm gonna put lash glue on my lashes and set them aside for a little bit. And then I'm gonna finish my eyebrows. So I'm gonna use a cream to go over to finish my eyebrows with. It's actually the same cream that I used to do my contour with. Because I like the color. And I'm gonna be blonde. I know that's shocking to everybody that I'm gonna wear a blonde wig, but it's gonna happen. So yeah, I'm just going over the outline, the rough outline that I did earlier. With this, complete the look. So I didn't used to always cover my eyebrows, but I started to because I really wanted to have more area to play with and kind of learn it. You know, it's like that Alanis Morissette song. You live, you learn. Poetry. I can't do the tongue pop. That would be a tongue pop moment when you're almost done. You're like, gonna wipe off the excess powder up here because you don't want any powder on top of your lashes because it looks dumb. These lashes, it's 2 pairs of lashes glued together because one sometimes isn't enough. Eyelashes are kind of a pain in the butt to put on sometimes, and if you've put them on, ladies at home, you may know that it's a little difficult. Sometimes they go on perfect and you're like, I love it. And other times you're like, oh, that didn't really work so well. You should also talk in several different voices while you're getting ready, because it's a long process of 2 hours, and sometimes other voices come into my head and I just go with it. There's a lot of personalities floating around in this head here. Sometimes you gotta let them out, otherwise you just go crazy. Do a surprise look to make sure that they're on right. And then I'm just gonna go over this. Excuse me, do you have the Texas Chainsaw Mascara? And I'm gonna wipe all the excess. And hopefully nothing fell too much. And I'm gonna add the blush. I like to use like a flatter brush like this, and you just kind of smile like the apples of your cheeks and go. And you have to make that noise. The last step that I do is my lips. And that's what the boys are looking at first, ladies. They're looking at your lips. I like to do a red lip, and I do the liner, and then I actually do it all over my lip, because I feel like it gives a good base and really holds your lip color all night, your lip gloss. And I go slightly above the line to accentuate my lips to make them big, full, and luscious. I mean, this is a good look too, though. And I take a lip liner that's a little darker to deepen the edges. But if it turns out a little too dark, I'll just go over it it again with the other color. Let's just smooth it out. I'm sure when I talk like this, you can totally hear everything I'm saying right now. And then I like to do glossy red lip gloss. And almost to the very edge, but you don't want it to bleed. That's what the lip liner's for. So it doesn't bleed. The face is done, but I need a wig so I don't look like a fancy lesbian. Oh, here I am. It's totally done. An almost flawless look. And I'm just gonna go do some light jogging before my show. My biggest piece of advice is to don't get discouraged. Just go out there and do it. Don't care what people say about you. Just keep going. If it's in your heart to do it, do it. Unless it's robbing a bank, you shouldn't do that. So there you have it, my makeup tutorial. I hope you had fun with my post-Drag Race look. Like, you know, you're like your fun aunt that everybody has. I'm always in the background going, I got you. That's me, Auntie Pandy. So I've had a great time with you guys. So I hope you learned a little bit how to look like almost flawless like me.
Hey, squirrel friend. When one video ends, just open up another one. It's called binge viewing. Go ahead. I support you.